is up, my viewers? I would like to say something right quick. If my mic audio sounds really bad, and if it sounds like there's background noises, that's because I am currently laying down in my bed and I don't have my headphones, which are Bluetooth, that do not make you hear anything. So, yeah. And welcome to my first, necessarily third episode of the silliness program. What is the silliness program? It's a program where I just talk about stuff that people would think is silly or people would harass me for. And I was gonna make a Pack God and Vershumi video talking about this, but I'm gonna try skipping them and I'm gonna talk about them in a later video. I want to talk about the problem with characters that are supposed to represent SA. I bet a large portion of you saw Angel Dust on the thumbnail and instantly started to unsubscribe from my channel, thinking that this was a video criticizing him being an SA survivor and me saying it's woke. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the way that he's supposed to represent a hypersexual SA survivor is so disgusting in my opinion, because as one myself and with ones that are friends, I generally hate the fact that Angel Dust is supposed to represent one. And there's a reason why. It's not because, it's too woke to have SA. No, I'm saying it's okay to obviously handle SA with careful care, obviously, in your show. I just don't like the fact that he can get away with almost anything in the show, and then someone used the excuse, he's an SA survivor. That's not it though. This video is mostly evolving around what is up with cartoons these days when it comes to SA and pedophilia, and why do they glorify it?
So I guess they call it the sophomore slump. Always crying and always drunk. A few dead, more gone, the rest well on their way. Thanks. I hate it. So everyone
So I'm gonna first talk about the problem with media now, not just characters but actual media. For those who don't know, I am a giant anime weeb. I have been in the My Hero Academia fandom since late 2020. I was 7 in late 2020, for those who don't know. Now, because I enjoyed watching My Hero Academia so much, my favorite character just happened to be Sero. A lot of people thought my favorite character was Bakugo and Denki at the time, but it was actually Sero. I just wanted to act like everyone else because everyone else liked Bakugo, but enough with that. Sero is a pretty targeted character in My Hero Academia when it comes to pedophilia. And believe it or not, this isn't the only anime that glorifies pedophilia. There are many animes. Demon Slayer, Assassination Classroom, Danganronpa, but we'll get to why they don't idolize pedophilia, but they idolize something else. And then we also have cartoons. Hell of a Boss, Husband Hotel. These cartoons and shows mostly idolize and glorify it because of, to say the least, reasons. Now, before you're like, Olivia, you don't even have proof of Zero Hanta and the character you're talking about, which is Midnight, by the way. I am happy she died because she was a pedophile throughout the show, on why she was problematic. First of all, I want to say couple of things right quick. Because I do know some people's gonna get at my throat. They're gonna come at my throat. They're gonna probably try choking me through this video. I am not saying that I hate women. I am a girl boss, okay? I love women. Most of my friends are women. I love women, okay? I date a woman, for peep's sake. But do not say in the comments I hate women just because I'm saying that most of the characters that are here are neither gay or they just so happen to be straight up female predators, which are really, they're known nowadays because more people are calling them out in media and, in real life too. But still, I do not hate women. I just hate female predators. Which I'm not saying I hate the female in them. I'm just saying I hate the predator part of them. I have to say this each video, by the way, because apparently last time I talked about this in front of my friends, they said that I was a really bad person for apparently hating Midnight because she was, being inappropriate towards a literal 15-year-old. So yeah. Also, don't call me homophobic in the comments either, because I will be discussing the COCSA in this video too. Anyways, I will mostly be talking about right now in this section the Sero and Midnight problem, which I do not want any Sero fans or Midnight fans to attack me in the comments. I love Sero Hanta with my whole soul and heart, and most of y'all guys know this. My profile picture is literally Sero Hanta. Anyways, with the rest of the video, Basically, throughout the manga and the show, Seiro Hata in Midnight, which is one of the pro heroes who at the age was 30 something, which I'll put the age on screen. She was mostly acting inappropriate and sexual towards Seiro. Now, most of you guys are going to probably be like, you don't have any proof of this, Olivia. Oh yeah? Well, here's your proof.
Cellophane!
That's on the nose. Good work.
It's not hard to imagine someone feeling as though they have no possible way to win.
See, it's working. Yeah! Look out! You can't get too close to her!
So this picture is a reaction of me after I saw this clip. See how he looks dead? I think I'm also dead too. I'd also like to mention, while searching for two particular scenes that came out of a specific episode that was obviously supposed to refer to different types of fetishes, I couldn't include them because I couldn't find them. I'm telling you, I searched all across the world to find two videos from two specific episodes when Seiro gets stepped on or crushed. Now, I can remember these scenes explicitly, sadly. So, you're gonna have to hear my really bad description of what actually happened. In one episode that I believe was talking about trading cards, Seiro was... Okay, I have to talk about something right quick. The Seiro in this video was actually so freaking cute. Oh my god. Anyways, he just looked, like a video game character. Giant eyes, over-exaggerated features, like most video game characters. And in this compilation, Mint Lady, which for those who don't know, she's one of the giant characters that also have a really big problem with flirting with minors, steps on Seiro. Now you're probably wondering, Liv, that's not a fetish. Yes, it is. Search it up. Actually, no, I'll search it up for you. This is obviously a fetish. Hey guys, I recorded that at 3 a.m. in the morning, and now I'm here. So it's currently 7, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit more quieter. My apologies. But before you're like, Liv, Midnight's quirk is not supposed to be consensual. It's not somnophilia. Yes, it is. It's clearly implied fetishes towards sleeping. And I know what you're saying. Liv, no it isn't. That's just her quirk. No, it's actually referring to somnophilia. And there's no information about this on this episode, but I do know most likely this is for people who have a fetish for going to sleep. Because, yeah, these types of people who have fetishes for going to sleep, I am never falling asleep in front of you. Ever. Ever. You're never going to see me go to sleep. Anyways, because of a lot of people obviously not knowing that it's implied somnophilia, they think it's attractive. Now, it wouldn't be a problem if Seiro, 1, consented, 2, wasn't literally a child, and 3, if this wasn't a school, because that still means he's a child. What is wrong with anime these days? And this isn't the only anime that puts fetishes like this in there. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Hunter x Hunter is, or Hunter x Hunter, I believe that's what it's called. I haven't watched the anime, but I do know something about it. There's a legitimate pedophile in the show. Now, if you watch Hunter x Hunter, can you please clarify this? Because I generally don't have any proof at the moment. All I know is I saw a pink-haired clown character that apparently likes kids, and that's really weird. Why would you have this character in an anime that mostly has kids in it, by the way? I watched at least, clips of it. So why? Why would you do that? So now I'm just going to get to the general anime problem when it comes to pedophilia. I'd like to state that in this chapter, I will be talking about subjects such as pedophilia, zoophilia, and other types of philias and fetishes that might make you uncomfortable. Viewer discretion is advised for this part. I mean, I was going to obviously have to make this a separate chapter, so welcome to chapter 1 of this video. What is going on with the pedophilia that's glorified in anime? I generally know a lot of animes, like I just discussed. My Hero Academia do it because apparently it's a fetish. It's good. No one's gonna actually care because it's just a character's power. But there's a lot of hidden fetishes in anime, apparently, which I never actually thought about until today. And since I'm in a lot of animes, I will be talking about them. The first one up is Assassination Classroom, which, for those who don't know, is actually about some students who have to defeat their alien teacher who blew up half the moon. Falsely blew up half the moon. Anyways, enough of the spoilers. Because of Koro-sensei apparently being an adult teacher, he has some interesting stuff he does to his students who are females. And I know it's supposed to be portrayed off of as nice and kooky and clean, but whenever you actually watch it, it's not so. It's more filthy, disgusting, and ugly. Anyways, that was a song reference. But generally, whenever I saw there was clips of Koro-sensei absolutely being a pervert, I was gonna cry. Because he was my favorite character who I thought would never do anything like that. But apparently he does. So for the purpose of your safety, I'm not gonna actually go find the clips, and I'm not showing you, but I can actually show you other clips at the end of this video, just in case you want to stay until the end, because generally, please stick until the end. So there's also other animes too, such as Bungo Stray Dogs apparently having a pedophile throughout the show, Demon Slayer normalizing sexualization and simping on children. There's so many things wrong with anime in today's timeline. Now, besides that, there's actually a good show that apparently is trying to represent a hypersexual victim. Chainsaw Man. Basically, Denji is a hypersexual boy, and yeah, that's basically everything. He's just a hypersexual boy, okay? Really cool. Oh god, not the breast fetish again. But seriously, is he over the age of 18? Last time I checked. And then I realized something at the beginning of this clip. Apparently, he started off to be 16. What? This means he could have been hypersexual throughout the whole season? And he was 16? What the hell? I'm not saying that minors can't be hypersexual. I'm obviously saying that there is a lot of inappropriate scenes where there is nudity. And I'm not saying nudity is disgusting. I'm saying that there's a lot of scenes where he thinks about grabbing someone's, well, to say the least, the scientific word, breast. And that's kind of weird. If you know why it's weird. Especially if you're a girl. Actually, no, if you're anything, you should know why that's weird. You should be my dog and you know it's weird. Like, let's be for real. Why would you have an anime about someone who is 16 and they're hypersexual? You could have, left that part out. But I guess it works for the plot. So, yeah. As long as he's 18 now, it's actually fine. As long as he's 18. Obviously. So what about the other animes that actually don't do this? Yeah, I do get that there's other animes where, one, the person is meant to do this because they're supposed to serve as the villain, but what if Shigaraki from My Hero Academia just one day decided to touch Bakugo? For what good reason? Just to be the villain? See how stupid that sounds? So imagine that excuse with every single anime, where there's a villain who's obviously attracted to literal children. It's still wrong, because just because someone's a villain doesn't mean they get to get away with anything. And this is whenever I bring up the next topic. The glorification of hypersexuality and why we are ruining it and making hypersexuals look disgusting. In this part, I will also be addressing a lot of the angel dust controversy and why I personally don't like angel dust as a character whole. So, yeah.
Their way. Thanks. I hate it. So, everyone that I love is
Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know who Angel Dust is. If you clicked on the video and you just happen to see him in the thumbnail, it's most likely because you identify him. But to explain to anyone who doesn't know who Angel Dust is, which is pretty rare for no one to know who he is, but some people actually generally don't know. He's a character that's supposed to represent a hypersexual SA victim. Now, as one myself, him representing this is not okay. Not only Vizzy-Pop literally has to take the character and glorify it, but not to mention they glorify it to the point where it looks more like a fetish than an actual thing that happens to people after getting SA'd. And by this I do mean as in, well, Angel Dust is a gay stripper. Now, there wouldn't be a problem with this, obviously, if they wasn't glorifying his hypersexuality and SA trauma into a song that's literally showing him dance around a pole. And no one ever talks about this. Generally, for stuff, no one ever talks about the Angel Dust and Husk stuff. There's only like a couple of people on YouTube who dares to talk about how Husk is obviously uncomfortable around Angel Dust, except in the Losers music video. But other than that, what the heck, Angel? What the actual heck? Why would you do that, Angel Dust? Anyways, with the rest of the video, I'm gonna play these clips right quick, and you'll see what I mean by Husk is obviously uncomfortable around Angel Dust almost half of the time whenever Angel Dust is trying to flirt with him. I'd also just like to say, Angel Dust uses his trauma as a barrier so that way he won't get in trouble. There is a scene where Husker felt a little bit bad for Angel because of the trauma he was induced, because Husk didn't know about it. So Husk obviously was gonna just be like, hey, you want help or something? And he says, so now you care about me. They've been cared about you. He's been cared about you, Angel. It's just, you don't know that whenever you use your trauma as a barrier to escape what you are doing, you're obviously gonna have to get accountable somehow. That's how the world works. It's called cause of effect, but I don't think demons know what cause and effect is, so yeah. It's coming from someone who's like in the 7th grade, so yeah. Anyways, here's the clip of harassment.
Welcome to the Has-Been Hotel. Can I help you with anything?
I've been a bad boy, and I need a big, strong daddy to put me in my place. On the path to redemption.
Well, you come to the right place. I ain't no actor. I can't memorize this shit.
Well, we could improv this shit, baby cakes. Rawr.
Whoops.
Husk, come on. Alistair pulled some strings and it's about to air.
What's with the whole, I'm not about to put on some show for these fucking chumps.
Oh, I will.
Well, let's get started.
About how to build it properly.
Something about...
Swear to fuck if you say dick.
But you know, dicks too.
Anyways, with the rest of the video, you'll see what I mean by the Husk and Angel Dust. Obviously, one of them is uncomfortable, and I'm pretty sure we all know who the uncomfortable one is. And before some of y'all guys who are most likely a Melody Martinez stan, because I'm going to say this every time I make a video like this addressing why SA is not okay in media, sometimes some Melody Martinez fan finds me and they harass the crap out of me. So before any of you Melody Martinez fans say in the comments, he didn't even say no. Want to know something funny that I literally put on the thumbnail? If no one, here's the thing, no consent. Okay, that means no consent. But if they don't say anything at all or they're pressured into saying yes, that still means no consent, because in the first place, they did not consent in the first place. It's literally common sense. If you don't say anything, if you say maybe, that's not consent. Unless the person means it in a flirtatious way, like in an actual way where it's like, yeah, you're allowed to, but I'm going to say it in like a more flirtish way. Which half of the time it's not even a flirtish way. Half of the time it is actually a maybe. So stop saying that. And I'm saying this as someone who gets pressured into this type of stuff, by the way. So I calmed down. I started to vent a little bit afterwards. My apologies. But with the rest of the video, like I was saying, this is my own essay experience. I have been essayed several of times. And one of them I was pressured into saying yes. Was I allowing them to touch me? Yes, but it was because I was pressured into saying yes. They kept on asking me because I thought I was a really nice person. Yes, that's not how it goes, guys. So please don't do that. Anyways, with the rest of the guilt tripping part of Angel Dust, a lot of these characters like to guilt trip the person you're obviously making uncomfortable, especially Angel Dust. Angel Dust be like, so now you want to worry about me. So, like, I don't know if your friend ever said that to you before, but, like, there was a time where I kind of got angry. They left the GC, and everyone started to call me because they wanted to insult me for no reason. And then one of my friends said, so now you want to actually call me because I wanted to tell you why I got mad in the first place. But, like, I blocked everyone because people were privately messaging me saying that they hope I die. This friend group is nauseous. Anyways, I just want to talk about the rest of the guilt tripping stuff. Angel Dust has this thing where it's like he'll start venting after he gets caught in the middle of, you know, violating Husk's boundaries. Okay. And because of this, there's a scene where he's like, so now you want to worry about me, even though Husk was obviously trying to help Angel Dust. Now, I know what a lot of people's going to say. But Angel Dust is a sex worker. He's a sex worker. He literally makes porn. Blah, blah, blah. So, who's going to tell you that just because you have a job or you do something sexual, remotely sexual, it can be actual hardcore inappropriateness, or it can be softcore, I do not care. That does not give you an excuse to try touching other individuals. Being hypersexual, that is not an excuse to try SAing other individuals. Oh my freaking god. This is common sense, by the way. And this is coming from someone who's actually hypersexual themselves. Don't say that. Why? Why do people think that's okay? No, that's not how that's not how it works. Like, that's generally not how it works. Just because it's like the same saying of hurt people hurts people. Just because you're hurt doesn't mean you have to hurt another person. I say this every one of the time, like every video where someone says, well, this happened to me, so I want it to happen to another person. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. I'm sorry to say, that's not how it works, though. Anyways, this is the time where I'm going to talk about, also background got changed, by the way. This is the time where I'm going to talk about another type of, like, thing going on when it comes to SA and stuff like that. Pro shipping. And then we'll get to COCSA and the CSAM material stuff. So right now, I'm going to get to pro shipping and the honest problem with it. Before anything, I want to state something right quick. There is a lot of stuff I'm going to be talking about in this specific chapter right quick. So yeah, what exactly is pro shipping and why does no one like it? So to explain it to you, I said this last video, pro shipping is the illegal process of shipping something that's obviously illegal in the real world. Like a good example, Twisted Dandy, let's say he's a dog. Let's say I bring my OC in. Let's say that they date. That would be counted as pro shipping. Specifically, com shipping. Now, com shipping usually means anything. I support any type of ship. Dark shipping usually means child. Yeah. Dark shipping usually contains a child, which is obviously disgusting. Now, at first, I really liked the 8-ball and the ribbon because, come on, man, this was a really cute combination. I thought it meant Toodles with a pink bow on, or I thought it meant Toodles and Blitzen because Blitzen has a pink bow on his back. Turns out it means I like to ship Toodles with Blitzen. What the heck? But with the rest of the video, I'm going to be talking about why it's obviously disgusting and why a lot of manga animators, a lot of porn makers, specifically people who watch hentai and make hentai of My Hero Academia characters and characters like that, never get away. Well, like, they do get away. I cannot phrase stuff, apparently, but yeah, to make it kind of clear, these people who make a lot of hentai type stuff never get exposed for what they're making because apparently it's legal if the character's 16 because I have a Japanese friend named Koa. He is not going to touch me if he's 24 and I'm 16 and this blah, blah, blah. Okay, I can't speak, I haven't had my morning coffee, and he's not going to bring up the excuse she was 16 legally in my country, that means that was legal. No, it does not. Just because someone is 16 and you're from a country where 16 is legal age consent doesn't mean you can still make porn of a literal child. Now, here's the worst part. I get a lot of people saying this. And even if it was true, Zero Hanta is literally 15. So don't spam that in the comments. And Todoroki, I'm pretty sure he's like 17. So yeah, you can't. I'm kidding, by the way. I'm so kidding with that part. Yeah. But Zero Hanta is actually 15. So yeah. Why would you sexualize a 15-year-old in the first place? That's kind of weird. And I get a lot of people also stating in my description, the people who made manga of this is gonna find you and they're gonna kill you. Okay, and kill me all you want. Over my dead body, I'm gonna keep on making these types of videos exposing these types of people. Now, I do know that there's a lot of manga creators and a specific animator I want to talk about right quick, who makes pro-shipping stuff and CSAM material. Animated CSAM material. Now, while I get to this person, we're going to also swap to chapter 5. But I'm going to make it kind of clear. This person makes kissing videos of minors. Now, this wouldn't be that bad. You see, people mostly say, oh, kissing is literally okay. Until the characters start having sex on screen. What the frick? No, I'm literally telling you, when I was in the 5th grade, which I'm currently in the 7th grade right now, which means 2 grades later, I saw a channel that was featuring Todoroki and Deku and Todoroki started kissing, and it got really uncomfortable, and then they started to hump on screen. Like, I'm sorry, why would you animate that? Why would you animate that? And I also just want to, say something right quick to My Hero Academia pro shippers, who obviously know that they're pro shipping. You're disgusting. Stop doing that, please. Go get therapy. And with the rest of the saying, I'm just going to say something right quick, because a lot of people don't understand the definition of pro shipping. Pro shipping aligns with any type of minor. They can be 17. It's still pro shipping if they're being shipped with someone older than 18. It's literally called pro shipping for a reason. Pro shipping means shipping a minor. It's not only a minor. Pro shipping can be anything, but it's mostly with minors. So please stop saying, oh, but they're a teenager, that's legal. No, that's not legal at all. It's Zero or whatever character, I'm going to just use Zero because it's mostly Zero I get targeted sometimes. Zero is still a child. Sexualizing him and placing him in a position where he's with Midnight, specifically with somophilia, which would be legal if he was, an adult and was consenting to it. This is still pro shipping, even if he's a teenager. Even if she's 18, it's still pro shipping. I don't like whenever people say, but no, it's still pro shipping. Please be quiet. It's not just aligning with people that's 8 or 7. It aligns to anyone. I generally hate whenever people say that, by the way, because it's concerning. It makes me think, are these people actually, you have a mind? Generally. Knock, knock. And now we finally get to the last chapter of what is up with the CSAM material and so many fandoms that no one talks about. Which for this, I will be showing images that I will be heavily censoring, by the way, because for the love of Japan, I am going to be censoring a lot of these images. So if you're a Japanese viewer, please, clap your hands, I guess. I don't know. But generally, I'm going to be heavily censoring this, not only for the respect of these characters that are literally children, but respect for Japan, because Japan literally said they don't like genitalia, and this anime comes out of Japan. So yeah. Anyways, chapter 6.
Well, I feel better now. Oh, wow. Cigarette, I higgow.
We're finally in the last chapter. Now I get to talk about what CSAM material is. There's a fair amount of people who generally don't like CSAM. Now, I hate CSAM. What is CSAM exactly? C stands for child, while the rest stands for sexual abuse material. You see, people mostly call it child porn, but because porn is consensual, we call it sexual abuse material. So, yeah. Thank me for giving you some new grammar. Anyways, I want to talk about the fact that it's an anime. No one ever talks about it, especially since people draw it. Now, you, my lovely viewer that I will call stars, because I call every one of my viewers and followers stars, you, my stars, are going to have to see 2 images I will heavily censor, because for the purpose of me liking Japan, and for the purpose of me knowing that these are children, and that I can't show NSFW on YouTube, I'm going to be covering this up. Now, you better tell me which one looks more illegal than the other, okay? Okay, I'm gonna put them on screen right now. Now, most people would have picked Airy. Both are actually illegal. You see what I mean? You change up the ages and you make the characters change genders, and most people would expect the little girl, ex-Deku, to obviously be pro-shipping. But in reality, Midnight X Sarah would also be pro-shipping, because Sarah was, like I said, a teenager. Now, there's COCSA art too, which I don't want to talk about for the purpose of me keeping some of my fans' innocence. To basically explain it, there's a lot of, especially with Bakugo and Deku. I don't want to talk about it, but like with Bakugo and Deku, it's always the COCSA. Anyways, we're gonna do this every video now. Wheel of Morality. Turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn. Glorifying SA, hypersexual victims, glorifying stuff along that line is obviously disgusting. People glorifying it don't understand how much you're going to hurt an actual community who has gone through it. It's not funny and it's not okay to ship at all. So yeah, we have learned our lesson, and that's the end of the silliness program for today. So remember to live, laugh, love. Also, for the purpose of you, I am not showing that Koro Sensei proof anymore. Please go search up your own proof. Anyways, time to go and roll the outro.
Welcome to the Freakverse. Welcome to the Freakverse. It's getting freaky. It was getting freaky. So welcome to the Freakverse.